I'm Simone Eli, sitting now with senior BG kicker Stien. And Stien, thank you for joining us today. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. We appreciate you being here. Is this your first time on TV?
Yeah.
Nervous?
A little bit.
Don't be. Stien, let's start with a few weeks back. BG kind of off to a rough start with a 1-3 record in kind of a tough position. What was your mindset back there? Just not you, but also the team. What was being said in the locker room?
We can't be discouraged with how our record looks because we played a tough non-conference schedule. We just had to bounce back, figure out our mojo, and start winning.
How do you feel as though those tougher teams, Virginia Tech, Florida, how do those teams prepare you for later in the season and what you have now?
I mean, we played a pretty tough game against Florida. I think one of the analysts for ESPN had said that we gave them the best game of the season so far. Virginia Tech, we made a lot of mistakes, so hence the 0 points that we scored against them, and they scored a lot against us. The bigger teams help us prepare for the MAC. I mean, the MAC is wide open at the beginning of the season, so it's anybody's game, so we just need to, it just helped us prepare to play against those guys.
You gave Florida a pretty decent game. How does seeing their success now, how does that maybe reflect? And you guys look at that still, or have you moved past that game?
We moved past it. We try to look at each game as a one-game season, just get through that game. And Coach Clausen always says the result of the win against the winning game, you get another big game. So that's how we see it. But people like to joke around a lot about the Florida game, like, oh, could have been better if you would have kicked better. But I can't look at that now because we moved on, and I've been able to make some kicks and been perfect in the last couple games.
Well, let's forget about those games. Now on a 4-game winning streak, how's the team feeling? How has this really affected your guys' mojo overall?
It's really exciting to win. I mean, I've been here for this is my 5th year, so I've only been a part of 2 winning teams. This is one of them. We've been able to play defense well. Our offense is, I'd say, struggling a little bit, but I mean, we just need everyone to buy in, so it's really exciting.
How big is this game with the possibility of being bowl eligible? How big is this weekend for you guys? Are you thinking about being bowl eligible, or is that just not even a part of it?
That's not even part of it right now. Right now, we're just trying to get our game plans together and prepare for Eastern Michigan because recently they found their mojo, so we need to prepare for that.
Speaking of that, how, looking at their record, maybe a team that's not on paper as good as they're expected to be, but playing much better as of the late, how do you guys prepare for a team like that? How does Coach Clausen keep you going?
Can't really look at their record. I mean, if you look at UMass, they gave Ohio one of their most exciting games this season, and UMass hasn't won a game yet. Granted, UMass is new to the MAC, so I mean, you can't really look at their record.
Looking past this game, still being able to possibly compete for a MAC title, how much do you guys think about that? Is that still in the back of your head, or are you just taking it week by week?
We try to take it week by week, but it's in the back of our head. Like as the beginning of the season, there are 13 teams who could have won the MAC, and right now there's about 5. So that's in the back of our minds. So we think about it a little bit.
Well, let's talk a little bit about you personally. You've had an up and down season, but as of late, I mean, you've been money. You've been perfect. He's even featured in our school newspaper. This is Stien, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday. Talk to us about, overcoming that controversy and growing as a player, growing as a person, and where you are today and playing a ton better.
I've just been able to figure out what I've been doing wrong, and I've been able to fix that in practice. I think a couple weeks ago in practice, I went 44 of 46 on all my kicks in practice. So, and it showed in the game. So it was real nice to finally get that feeling of making my kicks again. I made my first field goal against my first field goal in 9 months against Akron, which was kind of exciting because I got to play against my brother.
Yeah, talk about that. You got to go to Akron, played against your brother, who is also the starting kicker at Akron. So clearly it runs in the family. What was it like to kind of, put the brother, give him an L? How did your parents feel, and what was it like for you?
I mean, my brother wanted to beat me, obviously, and he's got some bragging rights because he hit a longer field goal than me. But I mean, it was nice to get a win. Our team needed it, of course, coming off. I mean, we had an easy win against Rhode Island, but we needed a nice conference win. But I mean, my parents went all out. They made banners, they made shirts.
That's awesome.
They invited everybody. I think I had like 20 people there for the game. So, I mean, it's not every day you get to play against your brother in college football.
So are you're the older brother of
Yes.
the two? Of course, I got it. I mean, as a special teams member and having it run in your family, how much pressure do you feel is put on the kicker's shoulders, not only for Bowling Green, but for all football teams?
A lot of pressure is put on every one of us because, like, let's take a running back, for example. They get 60 plays a game.
Mm-hmm.
Kickers get 3-4 plays a game. So it's can't have that margin of, we don't have that big margin of error, so we got to be perfect every day.
And you have a lot going on in your life. Not only are you the starting kicker for Bowling Green State University, but he's also a grad student. And talk about how you're balancing being one of only 2 grad student athletes, and how that's maybe affecting your life, good or bad, or how do you feel like you're developing as a player in person?
I mean, I graduated in August, and I was planning to go to grad school anyway, so figured I'd go to grad school here and play my last season, but it's hard balancing everything together. I mean, I got paper after paper after paper, and granted I have less classes, but I feel like it's the same workload as
Definitely.
4 or 5 classes as an undergrad.
Definitely.
I can't imagine how you feel.
Well, we all know, but what are you kind of looking forward to after the season? I know there's still a bunch of games left, hopefully post game or postseason. What are you looking forward to personally, and do you want to stay with the team, stay in the university, or what are your plans?
I did my internship with a Division II football program, and I got real interested in coaching. And I mentioned that to Coach Clausen, and he's like, "Oh yeah, well, we'll talk after the season." So I'm real interested in like getting a coaching job. I don't know if they'll keep me here on staff. I mean, I'd be happy to, since I'm going to be doing my graduate here. So, but I'd be willing to go anywhere because I love sports, I love football, so I just want to stay in it.
And one last question: How has your teammates, how have your coaches kind of influenced you, motivated you to not only do better on the field, but also off the field academically?
I've always been a good student, and it's just, I mean, they really don't care how well I do. I mean, they're like, oh, you got a 4.0 last semester. We're not worried about you, so just keep doing your own thing.